Somewhere along the way, we were told that being average is a failure, that anything less than extraordinary is disappointing. But today, I want to tell you something simple. It's okay to be mediocre. Some of my friends asked me what this word even means, mediocre. And that made me think, maybe we've given this word too much power, because all it really means is not being the best. But who decided that not being the best is something to be ashamed of? In fact, it might even be beautiful. We live in a culture that celebrates the best. Top performers, viral stars, young CEOs. If you're not climbing, scaling, or hacking your way to the top, you're made to feel invisible, or worse, replaceable. But in this chase, we forget something important. Most of life doesn't happen at the peak. It happens in the middle. Not every seed becomes a tree. Not every life leaves a name behind. Some just leave warmth. Some lives are just meant to be lived fully, quietly, and deeply, without applause, without pressure. So why does doing your job, loving your people, and sleeping peacefully at night feel like it's not enough? When did consistency become boring? When did contentment start sounding like a compromise? We say you were born to shine, but maybe, just maybe, you were born to breathe, to feel, to listen, to care, and to live a small life with great presence. People are tired of being told that they are falling behind. And in this episode, I'm going to say something what most people are afraid to admit. That maybe chasing exceptionalism is costing us our sanity, our sleep, and sometimes our soul. The world tells you to hustle, but peace has its own rhythm. It doesn't shout, it doesn't scale. It just sits with you, like silence after a song. Maybe mediocrity isn't a lack of ambition, it's the wisdom to know what really matters. Maybe it's not about standing out, but about standing by the people you love, standing by the values you hold, and standing by the life you've chosen. Let me ask you something. Will you consider your mother mediocre for quietly taking care of you every single day? Will you consider your father mediocre if all he gave you was food, education, clothing, and shelter? Will you call a friend mediocre just because they never became famous, even though they always picked up the phone when you needed them? Will you call your teacher mediocre, who never published a paper but changed your life with a few kind words? Then why are you still uncomfortable being seen as average? Why is it so hard to offer yourself the same grace you give to everyone else? You don't need to be a brand. You don't need to win the internet. You don't need to optimize every minute. You're allowed to just be human, be flawed, be ordinary, be alive. And if you're listening to this thinking, but I haven't achieved anything great, let me say this slowly. You are enough, even here, even now, and even without the trophy. You may not be leading nations or building empires, but maybe you're being a mother who shows up every day. You're being a son who checks in. You're being a friend who listens. You're being a sibling who forgives. You're being a colleague who softens the room with kindness. And that's greatness in its most human form. So all I'm saying is that it's okay to be okay. Just stay the course, because sometimes staying is just enough. Until next time, this is Shankar signing off. Take care, be safe.